Hello, dreamers! Welcome back to Dandelion Daydreams. Today, we have a tiny tale with a royal twist. A story that proves sometimes the smallest things can make the biggest difference. It's the delightful fairy tale of the Princess and the Pea. So snuggle in and let's begin. Once upon a time, in a grand and beautiful castle, there lived a young prince. He had everything a prince could want: a royal wardrobe, golden goblets, and a marvelous white horse. But what he didn't have was a princess. Now, he didn't want just any princess. No, he wanted a real princess, someone kind, clever, and truly royal at heart. So he set off on a journey across the land, searching high and low, through bustling cities and quiet villages, over mountains and through misty forests. He met many princesses, but something always seemed not quite right. One princess talked too much about jewels, another didn't like animals, and another didn't even say thank you. The prince sighed. How will I ever know if she's truly a real princess? He returned home, disappointed. But then, on a stormy night, with wind howling and thunder rumbling through the sky, there came a knock at the castle gate. Standing outside was a young woman, soaked from head to toe, her hair dripping, her dress muddy from the rain. She looked tired, but she held her head high and spoke politely to the guards. "I am a princess," she said, "and I've lost my way in the storm. May I come in?" The queen looked at the young woman curiously. "She says she's a princess," the queen whispered to the king, "but how can we be sure?" Then she had an idea, a very clever one. That night, the queen went into the guest room and placed a single green pea on the bottom of the bed. Then she stacked 20 soft mattresses on top of it, and just for good measure, 20 fluffy feather beds on top of those. The next morning, the queen greeted the young woman with a gentle smile. "How did you sleep, dear?" she asked. The princess rubbed her eyes and yawned. "Oh, I hardly slept a wink," she said. "There was something hard in the bed. I'm black and blue all over. I must have been sleeping on a rock." The queen gasped with delight. Only a real princess, she declared, could feel a tiny pea through all those mattresses and feather beds. The prince beamed with joy. He had found his true princess, not because she looked royal or wore a crown, but because her gentle nature and sensitivity proved she was the real thing. Very soon, the castle bells rang, and the whole kingdom celebrated their wedding. The prince and the princess were perfectly matched, and they lived happily ever after. As for the pea, it was carefully placed in a royal museum, where it's said to still rest today, under a glass dome, reminding everyone that the tiniest things can tell the biggest truths. And that, dreamers, is the story of the Princess and the Pea, a tale about being true to who you are, and how real royalty comes from the heart. If you enjoyed this magical bedtime adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a story from Dandelion Daydreams. Keep dreaming, dreamers, and we'll see you in the next adventure.